What's going on, guys? Brandon here with Texas Revving, making a quick update video on the Ranger Raptor. So I got it roughly 3 weeks ago, and we're at just under 1,100 miles, and I've definitely got enough impressions to make at least a second impressions video. Did the first impression right when I got it. Real quickly, the too long didn't read version is that what I was hoping out of this truck, it is and more. I was hoping that having this alongside my F-150 Raptor R, that it was different enough, and boy is it different enough. It's just a whole different animal. It's like a road going side by side. It's so much fun on the road, which I didn't expect. And of course, off road, it is like a street legal side by side, but with some nice amenities. Before we hop behind the wheel and have fun in this property, just kind of housekeeping and stuff like that. I have all my notes down to keep thoughts aligned. Just want to tell you guys some things that I've done to it since. So I just got it back a couple of days ago. I had it at Bespoke paint protection film. Didn't do any PPF, just did some window tint, like UV protection, so all the way around to keep it a little bit cooler. Did a ceramic coating at Bespoke as well. And then did an early oil change. I know, even though it's got about 1,000 miles when I did it, that's just me. Personally, I don't know what the protocol is from the factory. I like to go fairly easy, whatever that might mean to you, for 1,000 miles, go get an early oil change and then off to the races. And that's what we're doing here. In case you missed my last video, some things that I did before, if you guys want to walk around the truck with me, this Raptor has the graphics package, but I didn't really like the front graphic here, so we peeled that off. As far as rounding out over here, I really like the way this desert sand color looks with this flag. I got that on Amazon. The graphics on the side, I like it on some colors, don't like it on some. As it turns out, in my opinion, on desert sand, I really like it, so glad I optioned that in. It did have another decal here. I removed that, so paid for some graphics, removed 2 small ones, kept the big ones. Got a shortened antenna. The thing stuck out like a little RC truck, as I say a lot of times. That's the stubby 2-inch antenna. Got that on Amazon as well, even though I don't even tune into the radio. Just go to Apple CarPlay personally. The auto start-stop eliminator thing, many of you guys commented when I mentioned that in the last video. I still think it's worthwhile personally, even though it is remembered in the R mode. If you guys are confused on what I'm talking about here, it's a pretty easy, straightforward install. But in here, there is this cable I installed here. All that cable does is just remember the last thing you did. So if you press I don't want auto start stop, next time you get in it, it doesn't turn it on. Now, some people said, but it's remembered in your R mode, which is fair. So that being said, I use R mode quite a bit to where I guess it would have worked out without that. It's only $100 on Amazon, so maybe it's justified, maybe it's not. But the R mode on the steering wheel remembers your configuration between the suspension, the exhaust, and the steering. It's also for the auto start stop. It remembers the last thing you did. So you can turn it off, and as long as you hit R twice right when you hop in, it'll turn it off. So use that to your discretion, whether you think you should get that or not. If you want it, I'll put a link in the description. $100 on Amazon. And that's all I've done to it from recent and covering from the last video. I had the ProCal tune from Ford Performance. So in case you guys don't know, these things have a tune from Ford Performance to up the horsepower, another 50, to up the torque, another 106 pound-feet, and I heard the tune also just makes the transmission smoother. So I'm totally game on that. And so I bought the tune thinking I'll wait, I'll get some impressions stock, then do it later. Well, a lot of comments on that video I was appreciative for said, you have a 2025 year model, you can't even do that tune yet. It's VIN locked, so you can't even do it yet. And so I thought, shoot, that sucks. So I ended up returning the tune. As it was in transit back to where I bought it from, they approved it for the 2025. So now that tune would work. And so maybe I'll get another couple hundred miles in this configuration stock, but I am going to do that tune. All right, going along with other things I learned about the truck. Now, personally, I know the dealership that sold it to me fairly well. I've had a relationship with them since 2017, and I'm weird. I asked for no PDI, pre-delivery inspection. I say leave all the stickers and all the plastics on there. I would imagine part of a PDI is they check the tire pressures. So I can't be mad at anybody, but these things were so overpressured, I didn't even realize it on my first impression video. And so I was driving it around and I even mentioned, yeah, it's a little buzzier, a little harsher than an F-150R, but hey, it's not bad. And that was before I really did any kind of off-roading. Well, sure enough, I checked the tire pressure and it was like 49, 49, 51, and 53. I mean, they were way overpressured. I heard they come like that from the factory, and the dealers usually correct that because the door sill says to make that 39. So I went ahead and corrected that 39, and it went from riding however it was, and it wasn't bad, to a Cadillac with blown suspension. I mean that in a good way. So it rides really, really nice. All right, a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. Let's go ahead and just get real simple and go with pros and cons. I would like to lead with this. None of the cons are to where I even come close to regretting the truck. Some of them I kind of expected, and some of them I didn't. I just mentioned the overpressured tires. While correcting that, I realized on this particular wheel, this is the beadlock capable wheel, it's the option wheel, or the optional upgrade. These valve stem covers here are a little hard to get to because of this beauty ring. I don't know about the other wheels, but yeah, getting to here, I could do it, and they were kind of tight initially, but right now, I did not over tighten that. Oh, okay, I could get it. All right, it's not life or death, but yeah, it's just a really, really tight area. Next little thing I want to talk about, I was concerned for a microsecond, ended up being a nice, easy fix at the dealership. Check this out though. This is just a little, I don't know, maybe if someone at Ford's watching, a little heads up to them. This section here, you can see the fender liner here is held in with these little push pins with a hex piece. So to remove them, you know, unscrew it with the hex. And these don't have it. Well, initially, these were mounted here, which is totally the wrong part. And so 2 of them popped off. All of them though were loose. So it's the wrong one. And it was only on the driver's side rear. Brought to the dealership yesterday for my, you know, early oil change and mentioned that. They ended up having that on hand and it took them no time to just swap them out. Of course, that cost nothing. The transmission's not bad whatsoever. It's the 10-speed, and it's not bad. Every now and then, I feel like it holds the gear longer than it really needs to, even in a normal mode. So confused is a harsh word. I don't want you to think it's a very confused transmission. It's just a little indecisive sometimes, but that's just on the road. It just holds them a little longer than I think. And also, I just heard that ProCal tune, whether you want the performance or not, makes the transmission so much smoother and a little bit more, I don't know, decisive. Stainless exhaust tips. I mentioned this in the first video. I wish these were black. It's just an aesthetic thing. One day I want to look into some aftermarket exhaust. As of right now, there's not a whole lot of options, so I'm okay to wait. Another thing going along with that is out of the factory, they come with chrome lug nuts, and so do the F-150s, but at least the F-150s have an optional upgrade they could do after the fact. I have seen nothing with these. Chrome lug nuts. Oh well. On one occasion, I had a passenger in the back seat, and they were off to the side, and it thought that someone was sitting in the middle as well. They weren't even that stout of a passenger. So something about the weight distribution thought that someone was sitting in the middle and it wanted a seatbelt in the middle. As soon as I came to a stop and we're gonna click the seatbelt anyway, it went away. It hasn't happened since. My F-150 did that too. Initially, never has happened again. I was pretty excited to see that the Ranger Raptor comes with these lights here. I was hoping it was connected to auxiliary switch 1. It's not, it's actually a fog light, which is cool, but the fog light can only be turned on when your headlights are on. I wish I had a little bit more manual control with those lights, but oh well. Honestly, within maybe a year or even sooner, I'll probably end up switching this whole bumper out for some ADD one with other lights, so oh well. For me anyway, with this truck, the merit I had behind the Ranger Raptor was it's a Raptor, but a smaller size. Nothing to do with economy, nothing to do with, oh, the Ranger's cheaper. Just purely the idea of a smaller Raptor, like a Ranger, was just so cool. However, I feel like Ford kind of pigeonholes it a little bit because they don't want it to, like, I don't know, eat its own with the F-150. One thing, for example, is you have 3 different seat memory options, so you can set it for 3 different people, which I thought was really, really cool, but unfortunately it doesn't have memory mirrors. That would have been really, really nice, because of all the cars I have, this is the one that I really wanted to share the most, and I will, but I mean, within my first week with it, everyone in my family drove it, my girlfriend's been driving it, and so seat 1's for me, seat 2's for my girlfriend, for example. But each time I go back to it, I have to readjust the mirrors. The steering column's manual. That's not as big of a deal because that doesn't usually get adjusted too much anyway. But yeah, I just expect it to have like memory, you know, mirrors within these memory buttons. I think they just kind of take that away because it's the Ranger. It's more economic. Same thing with, it has 360 camera, which is awesome, but it doesn't have a bed cam, and I expected that. So I didn't know it didn't come with those. Is that a deal breaker for me? No, I just was kind of starting to get the hint that even though it's the Ranger Raptor, it still is the Ranger in Ford's eyes, and I think they're trying to like tone some things down. So hopefully those become optional things in future year models, but that's just my impressions anyway. Rounding out the little cons or less than ideal segment of this, and we'll get into the positives, but this right here, MPG is not too bad. We're going to talk about that in a second, but the gas tank's a little small. I knew that going into it. So even though it gets quite a bit better gas mileage than other full-size trucks I've had before, I get less range overall because it's a 20.3 gallon tank. Now rolling into some of the pros is the MPGs actually. Now it's no Prius by any means, but you can actually get into the low 20s MPG if you really, really try. Without trying, just some highway speed stuff, I would say you're getting about 18. Combined, again, I've had, I think, 14.5 to 15 since my ownership, and there's been some silly stuff in that ownership too. So talking about on-road, it's still a truck, so it's lightweight relatively in the back, but you can keep it in rear-wheel drive mode, and it's got enough torque and peppiness with this little 3-liter twin-turbo V6, 405 horsepower from the factory, and on the road, in the dry, traction off and stability control off, it actually gets the tail end out so easily when you want it to. And off-road, you can imagine what that does as well. But again, for on or off-road, it's just a very approachable vehicle, whether you are driving spiritedly or not. On or off-road, it's just very easy to drive, very approachable. I said in that other video that even from the drive back from dealership, I got the impression I could just grab it by the scruff and just wheel it around in a very non-intimidating way, and that's totally true. The suspension's really good. It's a Raptor, you expect that, but I don't know. I guess I didn't know what level to expect it at. The Watts link in the rear, the Fox suspension that's still, you know, live valve and adjustable. It's just a really, really good setup, and it's just been catching me off guard just how well it eats up a lot of the stuff out here. Wrapping up with my little list here, and then we're just gonna go for a drive, but just future plans, what I wanna do with it. I kinda teased a couple of them already. Yeah, Ford Performance Pro Cal tune, maybe some exhaust, but the truck is just too new in the States. And I just don't know if there's really a whole lot of good options out there, or at least the ones that look decent, they're like $3,000. As of right now, my favorite front bumper is from ADD or Addictive Desert Designs. They have a really cool one that integrates some different lights on the side, and it could be a bar, or it could be 6 lights. I saw some really cool examples of that, and I think it'll look really cool on this color particularly. Everything else, I don't know, until I guess by necessity. I don't really think I want to upgrade a whole lot more. I don't know, maybe Coyote swap it, unless Ford does it first. All right, guys, so in the truck now, I think I yapped around enough, so let's go ahead and drive. What we'll do initially is just have it in my, R mode. And so just hit R twice, and then this is what happens here. The sport steering, normal suspension, and the Baja exhaust. Go ahead and hit traction control for a few seconds here. Goes all the way through the loading bar, so then it's all off, or at least as much as we could do. So in that configuration, let's go ahead and give it a drive here. I was here a couple of days ago, and it was so muddy and rutted up. I think I'm gonna be uploading the video out of order, but I was here with the R and a buddy's EcoBoost F-150. Oh yeah, we made some nice little pits in there, but this is glazing over it pretty easily. Oh my gosh, it's just so supple with the suspension. Man, it just doesn't feel like I'm in a big old truck. I know I'm trying to like hold in and reserve thoughts comparing the F-150, because that will be its own video where I could really geek out about that. Some people here are not even cross-shopping that at all, so why even? It just feels like a little rallycross car. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's just so freaking fun, man. Now, not that, oh, here I go again. I was about to start comparing with the F-150, and I will one more time. Not that the F-150 Raptor is not. It's just a bigger truck and just makes you sweat at the palms more when you do this, whereas this is just ridiculous fun. Come on now. Oh my goodness. Just stupid amounts of fun. I could do that all day. It's so fun. We'll go ahead and go into Baja mode, which is right here. That's gonna go into 4 high automatically, I believe. So let's go ahead and back that back down to 2. I think I have to press traction control all the way off one more time, because I saw one of the lights go out. In fact, I did. Okay, so now we have traction fully off here. It's just so predictable. Like, you lose traction. Well, that downshift was pretty nice. It loses traction, then you start steering where you want to go, and it just kind of rotates the other way, and you're just kind of sliding the whole time. It ate that up like a champ. That was not a smooth thing there by any means. Oh, get out of here. Look at that dust cloud behind us too. Try to do a little donut here. Oh man. Dude, I feel like this truck is just a kept secret. No one's talking about how good a Ranger Raptor is. And by the way, the truck, I will say as well, there's really not a whole lot of crazy rattlings and creaks. I know it's only got like, 1,067 miles, but most of the sound you're hearing, here's my phone in the cup holder or my glasses in the glasses compartment. The truck's actually well put together otherwise, and not really making any unnecessary sounds, but again, it's new. Try to hit this with a little bit of speed and see how well it eats it up. Oh my God, we definitely got air on that one. Oh my gosh, I can't get enough of this thing. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to stop right now because I could do this all damn day. So I'll spare it. We'll make a dedicated off-road video. We'll make a dedicated comparison video. I'm gonna just do this too much, so I gotta stop. That's a second impressions of the Raptor, the Ranger Raptor. First after break-in and all that kind of stuff as well. And this thing is freaking awesome. I can't wait to bring you guys some more videos with it. But that does it for now. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time.